The year is 1963. A man comes in Washington, D.C. at the Lincoln Memorial and gives a speech which mesmerized all 215,000 people who were present at that event. Yes, you guessed that right. I was talking about the most famous speeches in the history, I Have a Dream, by Martin Luther King. That speech is still relevant and significant till today for so many reasons, but one of the reasons which really stands out for me always is how strong communication skills are used in that speech. The speaker showed his vision, the emotional appeal, and his vivid imagination to the people in the most difficult times American history has ever faced. And that really gave me this idea to make this video on how to improve our communication skills, and we all need those no matter where we are, where do we come from, and what do we do for a living. If you want to learn more how to improve our communication skills, stay tuned. Well, communication is not just how well you can talk with others, but instead it's a lot more than that. Communication is about how well do you listen to other people, how well can you connect with them, how well can you empathize with them, and also it differs from situation to situation. So if you are with your friends or family, the way you communicate with them would be different. But on the other hand, if you are in a professional setting, in your school, college, university, or at a workplace, the way you communicate will be different. And so it's very important for us to learn that how well we can communicate, because imagine that you're not able to communicate yourself better. Of course, nobody has a magic wand that they would be able to just read your mind. Instead, they have to really rely on your communication. So it's very important for us to remember how well to communicate. Today, I'm going to help you with few tips to improve our communication. Shall we begin? If you've ever studied sales communication, you would have read these two concepts called kiss versus kill communication. Now, when we say kiss communication is better than kill communication, it's right in more than one ways. Kiss stands for keep it short and simple, where kill means keeping it long and lengthy. So when you're talking to somebody and you're trying to find something from them, you always want to have your answer given to you really quick instead of making you wait for a very long time. So one and the most important and fundamental principle of having good communication is to keep it short and simple. Just stay on the point, keep focus on that, and do not diverge yourself into too many different directions. I see that happen a lot when we write as well, because when you start writing, imagine the way we talk, but the way we write, somewhere it also translates into that, and we just go on and on about the same point instead of thinking, okay, how much one sentence of mine or how much one word of mine can add value to it. The minute you realize you're not adding any value any further, just stop there. Being efficient in your speaking. Now, what does that mean? That means that when you're talking, try to project confidence and also try to project efficiency in your speaking, that whatever you're talking about, you know that. I'll give an example now, right? So I'll start this conversation about communication in two different ways. One sounding like me, one sounding like less confident, right? So let's see how does it look like. Communication. Communication means that you need to talk well and do this better and go up to people and show some kind of confidence. So this is something you don't want to do. You don't want to bring in your arms and and you don't want people to think that you perhaps might not know what you're talking about. Instead, you need to make sure that you are projecting that confidence, that you are projecting that you know what you're talking about, so that you can be trusted in your communication. The next point comes really handy, especially if you're talking to your friends. Imagine you start talking to a friend, and the minute you start sharing about how your day was, friends just drift away from one thing to the other. So always have some threads in one sentence which can really help you to carry on with this conversation. I see people sometimes when they ask me, oh, how can I carry on with a conversation? Because after some time, I have nothing else to add. And at that point, you need to remember that, okay, what were the key points somebody was sharing with you? And so therefore, you can take that from there. Let's see an example. Hello, how are you? How was your day? So for example, my friend asked me that, how would I respond? Yeah, my day was good. Actually, I'm a bit stressed about work these days. I have some work to do, which I'm not able to do. And then this video. And then my friend replies, oh, okay, all right. Yeah, I also want to tell you about myself. I've just started doing this writing classes and it's really good. Do you see what I mean? So in this situation, my friend is not interested at all in what I'm going to share with them. Instead, just want to share what they want to share with me. That shows lack of empathy and really a bad sign of communication. Do not do that when you're talking to people. Always show interest in what they are saying. Always take that conversation further so that you can build on that conversation. And while I was researching for this video, I came across this very interesting video on YouTube called Think Fast, Talk Smarter Communication Skills, where Matt Abraham, who's a lecturer of strategic communication at Stanford Business School, talks about range of communication skills. And one of them really hit a chord with me, which was mainly about identify the problem, present a solution, and then present benefits, which somehow I also try to do in my videos, where you first of all hear from me what the problem is, how you can improve that, and also what would be the benefit once you improve with that problem. So again, based on the situation, based on the context you are in, you can always change your communication styles accordingly. You would have seen that in group settings, some of us have those friends who are really good at storytelling, and for them, it could be a very mundane of a task, it could be a very boring day, but the way they project and the way they tell us that day or the story of that day comes across like a movie. And that skill, some of us have the skill naturally, some of us have to learn and improve on that skill. So again, see how we can bring in humor in our conversation, how we can bring in that story element in our conversation, how we can present our personal anecdotes in that communication we are having with somebody, because all these things when combined together really makes it interesting. And finally, I cannot focus enough on the fact that how important having strong communication skills is important in this time and age. The minute we meet somebody, the first impression we create is the way we talk to them. And so the more we learn to communicate better with people around us, be in any setting, the better it is for us, for our confidence building, also for our communication skills. On that note, I would also like to keep this video short and simple, just taking from the kiss analogy I shared with you earlier. But don't forget to share with me which communication skill you found the most useful, and also what has helped you in improving your communication skills. Until next video, take care. Bye.